Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today what we're going to do is I've got this 1985 Toyota four-wheel drive truck here. It's completely stock, and what we're going to do is, well, I'm going to take the rotors off because they're warped, but part two is I'm going to take it apart and show you how to get to the Birfield and how to take it apart and put it back together and have it done correctly. And you don't have any leaks and crap like that. So anyhow, come along for the ride. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take the brake pads off and get the caliper out of the way. It's a pretty straightforward deal. There's two bolts to hold the caliper in on the back side, and there's a little clip here that holds the brake line into place. Once you get that out of the way, the next step is to take these 10mm bolts off of here, and then once I'm done with that, we'll go ahead and slide this off of here. So when you take this off, you're going to want to be really careful not to have it pop off of this spring, because this has got to be clocked a certain way so that it doesn't hang up on the hang up when you put it inside of here. As you can see right there, there's a master spline, and what it does is it goes into the part of the rotor here that doesn't have, that's not notched. So you gotta make sure to put that together correctly or it won't go together right, and the hub won't work right. All right, so next part is we're gonna go ahead and loosen all these up. I'm not gonna take the nuts all the way off, you'll see in a second why. And then there's a snap ring inside of here on the axle that you have to take off. But the whole reasoning behind not taking these off all the way is there's cone washers in here that hold this into place. And you got to tap on them like that to get them loose, and they're in there pretty good, and I've seen them shoot off and you'll never find them again. So I like to leave these on here so that way they have somewhere to stay, and then once they're all loose and you can move them with your finger, then go ahead and take it all apart. Will save you several hours of looking around for cone washers that went flying, and they can be kind of hard to find. Just like that. All right, so the next portion of it is there's a little washer that goes between this nut and that nut. I don't know if you can see that very well, but anyhow, you fold it over, and that keeps this lock nut from spinning. So you need to take a chisel and go in there and flatten that back out, and then take a socket like this, put it on there, and then break her loose. Take that off, pull the washer off, and then you take the inner one off, and that's just the preload for the wheel bearings. All right, so the next cool trick is to, once you get that outer bearing off that you saw, Go ahead and put the nut back on. Just a few turns. Doesn't have to go like on super far. I just like to make sure that it doesn't accidentally come off. And what you do is you bang this on the inner bearing, and the bearing and seal and everything will pop out. And a lot of times it won't screw the seal up and you can reuse them. If you're trying to save a buck, if the guy's trying to save a buck, you know, like me, then it works really well. So you just give it a nice little tap, and then just like that, see? Just like that. And it didn't damage the seal. Oh, I guess the spring did come out. Spring's pretty easy to put back in, but overall the seal is not screwed up. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. There you go, just like that. Nothing wrong with it. Good to go. Okay, so I got the rotor off. That was the main purpose of what I was trying to do, was to machine the rotors. If you want to get into the Birfield, just take these bolts off right here, and this thing just pops right off. You may have to hit it. I like to use like the wooden handle of a hammer or something soft, a piece of wood, and wang on it so you don't damage these this race material. And once that slides out of there, you'll have full access to the Birfield, and then you can inspect it and replace it if you need to replace it. And basically that's how that works.